Hey everybody, welcome back to Susan Lynn Psychic Medium. It's wonderful to see you today. Hope you are doing well wherever you are watching this video from. I am a psychic and a medium. I get my communications from my guides. As I'm doing these videos, it just comes straight down. I do like tarot. I do like astrology. I do like numerology. Those are just not really my gifts. And, we all have to stay in the lane we're in, right? So welcome aboard, and new subscribers, welcome. I'm happy to have you here. I think you're going to find these people to be fantastic. Returning viewers, welcome back. Good to see you again. Okay, before I get down to business, I need to tell you something. First of all, this video is for entertainment purposes only, just like Fox News, entertainment purposes only. So we got that out of the way. And because that leads me to the next thing I need to tell you. My guides have been telling me for a year, roughly, that we were going to go through a witch hunt, that we were going to go through a time when media was going to crack down on metaphysical people. Now, I never really understood that, and I never did a video about it because I never understood it. It never made any sense to me. I couldn't talk to you about it if I couldn't understand why they were saying that. But now I get it. So here's what's happening. Because the social media world is scrubbing sites for some of those words that I'm not even going to say here, they're going to be scrubbing us too. It's already started in some ways. And the guides are telling me it's going to pick up speed. So I'm telling you now, if you're watching me and you want to continue getting information from me, I am on Instagram. I am on Twitter, Psychic Medium Susan on Twitter. I'm on Facebook, Susan Lynn Medium. And I'm on Instagram, I believe it's Susan Lynn Medium or Psychic Medium Susan, one of those things. And you can always go to my website and find all those links there. So if something happens to this channel, I'm not going away. I'm just not going away because the guides want me to get this message out here. So if something happens to people's channels, be it mine or someone else's that you follow, go to their website. Don't give up. Keep watching for them. I'm not saying that it's any kind of you can fill out the rest of those words like on, give me a vow. But anyway, I'm not saying it's that. I'm just saying that it's overabundance of caution because they literally can't pick the needles out of the haystack. Okay, that's what's going on. Okay, so got that out of the way. Oh my gosh, I have so many things. Okay. I'm going to try to throw a bunch of things into this video, and then I'll do other videos about them as well. Today is the 18th. It is a few days before the inauguration. I know that we have plenty of support, love and light towards Biden and Harris, and I know that we're all sending love and light and prayers for them to be safe and to be well, and for us to continue on with the next 4 years of this country's new direction with this new leadership. So I'm happy about that. We're living in a blessed time to have these people taking over the presidency. Listen, this has been our blessing, right? And those two senators that got voted in Georgia that are now giving us a 50-50 Senate, that's another blessing. It is now in our hands. These things were karmic. My guides said they basically helped us level the playing field, which is very true. We have a 50-50 Senate. Obviously, having a Democratic president doesn't give you carte blanche to do whatever you want to do. You still have to work across the aisle. And that's what our lesson is, to find ways to work across the aisle, to find ways to knit this country back together. But let me tell you, they don't just give you a leg up for no reason. They gave us a leg up because we were at a real turning point that was going to lead this country down a path that probably wouldn't come back from. Our democracy was at stake. So having said that, you can understand that the situation had to be so dire that they needed to get involved and, so to speak, help us level the playing field. This is what the guides are telling me. This is why from the very beginning of the Georgia runoffs, I said, it is written, they're going to be in. The guides keep saying we're going to get these two senators. They told me nonstop it was going to happen. Majority of the time, I simply see what's probable, right? Everybody has free will. You know, no matter what I say about Trump, he has free will. Okay. And he's like the Energizer Bunny that won't die. As a matter of fact, I asked my guides recently, when is Trump going to cross over? And you know what the response was? Why do you keep asking about that? Like, why are you so fixated on that? Like, you know, to kind of show me a mirror to myself that all I keep asking them is, when is he going to go? And it really helped. I was like, oh yeah, I guess I do ask about that a lot. Okay, well, you know, because I want to know. But yeah, that's none of my concern. Apparently, it's not to be known by me. I did see him crossing over. I did a video about it, and things worked out differently. And here we are. So I'm going to tell you that, wow, there's so much. Okay, I want to say this first off, that maybe this is the Trump's Revenge video. They keep telling me that, and I know that I've taken some notes, but basically I think they're just going to dump on me as I'm speaking to you. And I apologize if it seems erratic or whatever, but when that happens, when they just give me the information as I'm talking, sometimes I don't feel like all the sentences line up to make a story. But so far, no one's complained about it, so hopefully it makes sense. Okay, I need to tell you that the people that he pardoned, the Roger Stone, I guess it was Mike Flynn and Roger Stone and somebody else that he pardoned. I said this before. Again, the guides said it before. They're going back to jail. Trump got them out because he needed them to do a job. You know, nothing is ever done for the goodness of his heart. That he needs, it's quid pro quo done. He needs something from you. Okay, if I get you out, you got to come over here and do this for me because I did a favor for you. Now you can do a favor for me. Those guys are going back. They're going back to jail. I've said it before. I see it now. They have been sticky fingers. Their fingerprints have been involved. They'll find an involvement from those guys in the January 6th debacle. It may not be direct, but it'll be direct enough that they will go back. It feels like they're saying to me, money was, they were the money people. You know, they made money appear, and then, you know, from whatever source, probably Russia, and then they gave the money to the right person. And so they were the money people. You know, Trump doesn't just trust anybody with money, right? So that's a job that he would only trust to people he really trusts. And those people didn't turn on him. So they're truly Trump supporters. Gosh, Trump's revenge. I go straight to, I don't even know what words to say right now. I go straight to the VP. There's a lot of animosity, you might say, there towards the VP from our outgoing president. A lot of animosity, a lot of anger, a lot of action to do something. So, you know, and I said this all along too. The guides have said this. He won't stop. Trump won't stop. If he would just stop right before he crosses that line, he could just continue dancing up to that line for many, many more years, or until his heart gives out, or whatever happens to him, his gut, his heart, you know, one of those two things, or, you know, Russia, whatever. But he won't stop. He goes over the line every time. And you know what? Now it counts. As soon as he becomes a quote unquote civilian, these things are going to count in a new way. The guides have said it before too. There are FBI people who are on his side, for sure. But there are on FBI people that are not. And the FBI people that are not have had their lives ruined. They've had their careers ruined. I've said all these same things before. They have seen their fellow FBI people and CIA people leave the agency because they couldn't put up with it and walk away from a retirement, walk away from their life's work. Those people that are still left that have gutted it out, they're not going to let this go. They want justice, and they're going to see to it that there's justice, okay? So you can rest assured that even though this video is called Trump's Revenge, that justice will be served, okay? Because Trump will try to get revenge. That's why. He won't stop. He will continue to push the buttons. He'll continue to manipulate people to do things on his behalf. And because also we meaning, I guess, the federal government, and I mean the good guys in the federal government, have people embedded in the M groups and the boys and the different things like that, you know, those guys that run around with, you know, fantasies of being army people. We have embedded people in there. And so we're building a case. They show me the federal government right now building a case. And I mean, like, I just heard 300 indictments, 390 or 300 indictments. So not just, you know, going for the outer or the inner. Like sometimes they go for the outer to get the inner group, right? You know, no, they're going for the whole thing, the whole enchilada all at one time. They're going to encircle them and go for them all at one time. They're saying it'll be the most massive amount of law enforcement action ever taken ever taken at one time, which is pretty amazing. Again, this is not vodka. So that's pretty cool. That's the first time I ever heard that. That's the guides. That's breaking news. The guides just came in and told me that. Have hope. This is the year of, well, frankly, they just said 18 months, this year to 18 months from now is the year of justice. And they're really big on this. So there's two things that it's like threading two needles at the same time. We do have to hold these people to justice. We do have to do this. We cannot continue to let these people slide. If you take over the federal building in Oregon, or you take over the courthouse in Kentucky, you should have to pay some, you know, time. You should pay a price for that. You broke laws, okay? So what's happening is these little attacks, and these are things that have happened in the last year, but they've gone unanswered. They've gone unpunished. But it's emboldened these people. And so now they're taking their act, you know, to the Capitol. You know what I mean? And now they're surprised. Don't you see it too? They're surprised when they get arrested. They're like, what do you mean you're arresting me? Because they've been acting with impunity for all this whole time. Okay. This year we have to start making people pay for their crimes. They have to. We're going to hold them accountable. Biden and Harris are going to hold them accountable. Okay. And that was a whole nother video, but that's going to trickle down to your little community. All of a sudden, the softball league or the little league or the bowling league, whenever we can do all these things again, might be a little tense because it's very much a us versus them mentality. And I think some of that will drop off a little bit as we get into the summer and people's lives get back. The more people's lives get back to normal, they're saying, the more ease that'll happen, which is good. But there's always going to be that one or two that are just, you know, they've been I'm trying to avoid terms, I swear. They've been, you know, that. I just did some, in case you're doing something else and listening to this video and you didn't see what I did. I just did some hand signals that maybe describe my description that I couldn't come up with the right word. Oh my gosh. Okay. Yes, he is going to, he's looking, the president, the ex-president, the DJT, is looking for people to do his bidding, is what the guides told me. He's looking for people to do his bidding. He's looking for, again, he wants to keep his side of the street clean, but he doesn't understand, and he's not smart enough, and and we've done some scrubbing of the FBI and things. I mean, it's just a different environment right now. It's a different environment. January 6th showed a lot of people that they were crossing lines that could get them in federal trouble. And all of a sudden people are like, okay, I see things in a new light, and I'm going to be getting my retirement in 5 or 10 years, and I'm not going there. So I'll just turn state's witness. I'll help you out, to make sure that I don't lose what I need. Okay. So I think people got water. They're showing me when you just get cold water on your face, and you wake up and you're like, oh, I see now. Right. Some of those people have had that experience where they've been, woken up, let's just say, and seen that just how close they were to maybe making some really, really big mistakes that they could not recover from. As we know, some people cross that line, they're paying that price. And that also is helping people wake up as well. Right. So I'm going to say this, I'm going to go over this again, but they're showing me now that Trump goes too far. He goes too far, and he ends up in, oh, I see. Okay. Before I say that, they're telling me, I always saw that he wouldn't go to Saudi Arabia because if he has charges against him, he'll just be extradited back. For one thing, we have extradition with Saudi Arabia, and for another thing, they've told me a lot of times, is that Biden is not too happy with Saudi Arabia, and he's certainly not too happy with Russia. And so for them to be holding a rogue president, it wouldn't be good for them. It would not be good. They wouldn't like the result. Okay. So even though I never saw him going to Saudi Arabia, what they're telling me now is that Trump thinks that it's back to his old playbook where he just countersues and keeps people in court. So he thinks he's going to keep the federal government in court, and he thinks like 10 years, 15 years. Like, he really thinks that he'll be able to fight this for 10 or 15 years, and just keep them busy. And in that time, he'll be able to travel anywhere he wants, right? I mean, because he's not been indicted. I mean, this is what he thinks. It might be magical thinking, but this is what he thinks. He just thinks, I will countersue, or I will hold them up in court. But criminal court is different. It's different than civil court. This isn't civil. This is criminal. This is a different ball game, folks. This is a different ball game. And I don't think he's going to last 3 to 6 months as a free person. 3 to 6 months as a person. I think less than 3 months as a ex-president free person. He's going to have charges brought against him quite quickly. They just need time after he's out to build that case with the full brunt of everything that Biden and Harris can assign and fund. All the prosecutors, all of every thing that they need, all the money, all the time, all the resources. So somebody's at the helm of this saying, yeah, we're going to bring all these departments in together, and you're going to work together, and you're going to share information, and that will speed up the situation. Okay. He's going to be coming back, and I still see it. I said it last time, and I've said it months ago. He's going to be coming back and asking Biden for a pardon. I see it. He's not well. I don't feel like he's healthy. I feel like he's unwell. And whatever you say about Biden, he's got a big heart. He's got a big heart. And I know nobody wants to see it. Don't yell at me. I don't want to see it either. I want to see the guy in jail. I feel like we need to send a message. That's what I feel like. I feel like we need justice. We need to send a message to these people. Because if we don't do it now, if we don't do it in the next 16 months, they're going to run roughshod over us in the next election and beyond. We have to meet these people at the line. And as soon as they step over it, we have to hold them accountable. But as I telling you, just what I see is Trump coming back to the United States on federal charges, on indictments, not just state charges, you guys, federal charges. And I think, and I got to tell you, I hope you're sitting down. I don't know why that I see this, but I see Hillary Clinton involved. And I don't mean in a bad way. I mean there's something that happened during the election that he beat her, quote unquote, that he could potentially be charged. I don't think that's what's going to bring him down, but I think it's an indictment. I think it's one of the many indictments. And if that's not poetic justice, if that's not poetic justice, if that doesn't put a spring in your step, I don't know what would. I don't know what would. So I think I'm going to leave it at that. The bottom line is that Trump's revenge gets him indicted. And again, that's poetic justice too, right? So I think I'm going to leave it with that. I'm quite happy, quite happy with what they just told me. I'm gonna have to live to that day. I cannot wait. I will be dancing around my house. I will be screaming. I will be happy. I will be. I will just be thrilled beyond belief. So thank you guys so much for joining me. I'm gonna have flurry of videos coming out because there's a lot of little things they need to talk to you about. We need to take care of some business is what we need to do. So thank you for joining me. Please subscribe, join our community, and protect everybody's channel that you watch. Pay attention. If they disappear, find them where they are and help them. You know what I mean? Thank you for joining me today. You guys all have a great day. Take care, be safe, and I think we have some pretty good times ahead.